Hi guys, thank you for tuning in. So today's video is going to be a sit down video. We're not doing a vlog today. So this video is just going to be about me telling you a little bit about myself, why I relocated to Canada, how I did, and some tips that you can use or some things that I did not know before I came here. So just so I'm not awkward while I'm talking because I'm pretty shy, I'm gonna be doing my hair. So I got this wig from Shein. So I'm going to be installing it while we do our chit chat. I got this pinky straight hair from Shein. Name is Uju. That's my native name. Uju Chuko actually. That's my native name. And then my English name is Fian or just Phoebe. It's an English name that I gave myself because my parents did not give me an English name. And my mom's name is Phoebe and She like calls herself, like everybody calls her Phoebe, like for short, Phoebe. So I was like, okay, what's the easiest name I could give myself that my parents would not object? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna call myself Phoebe because I kind of like have my dad's name on my birth certificate and everything. My dad's name is Ken, so I was like, okay, if I could bear my dad's name, I could also bear my mom's name. So I was like, yeah, Phoebe Ken. I went to Delta State University just for get to know me sake. I went to Delta State University. I moved to Lagos 2021 when I got a job with a cosmetics brand, and I worked there up until I came to Canada. I always knew I was going to like study abroad after my university because my dad always like that's what he has always wanted anyways. So we kind of like have been on it since I graduated, and then 2021 he said, okay, let's start, it's time. But to be honest, I did not want to relocate. I was so foolish, but I was so happy with the job I got at Lagos. I was so happy, like, oh my god, I have um I have prospects here. I think I can do better. I think this can make me grow into something bigger because what did I know? I was just a fresh out graduate that was getting paid 100K and I felt like my life was gonna change. But yeah, so I was like, I don't want. My dad had to like literally call people to talk to me, like, what's wrong with my daughter? Talk to her. You get that kind of thing. So, oh, a few of his friends talked to me. The agency guy that helped me do my that helped me do the visa and everything actually talked to me as well. So I think I was just kind of scared about moving, like having to make new friends. Not like I'm a teenager, I'm in my 20s, having to meet new people, all of that. Like I was just scared. So before we continue, I just wanted to talk about how good this lace is. There's no bleach or no nothing, and this is like how it looks. How sick is that? I think it's insane. It's really nice. Also, I told you I got some things in my package. So I got this is a hair mousse. I also got like a wax stick, and I got band for the lace and more wig caps, and I also got like comb scents as well. This is the length of the hair. It's very long, it's very full. I think this is 30 inches. It's very long and it's very full. I love, love, love. So I got the admission for May 2023. If you want to apply for your visa and you're using school, please make sure you apply on time to just avoid unnecessary stories. So anyways, I applied February 2023, and then my school was supposed to resume May. I wasn't getting any feedback from IRCC. I already did my medicals upfront because I didn't want any delays because I only had like 2 months to get an approval to prepare and all of that. So I applied and I was waiting. These people did not get back to me. I was like, what the freak is happening? What's going on? I was already freaking out because I already planned to just bounce out of Nigeria by then. So I was like, what's going on? And then my school resumed. IRCC had still not gotten back to me. I got a message finally from IRCC and they said, sorry, we're going to decline your visa because you don't have sufficient funds. What the heck? What do you mean by that? I was so devastated that period. Like, what the heck? Like, because the thing about applying for a visa is your life technically just tends to be on hold because I don't know how to explain. It's such a very confusing phase for you. Like, oh, should I start something new here in my country, or should I just wait till I travel? Like, you're just in a dilemma. So when I got the denial, my dad was like, "Oh, let's try again." My mom was like, "Oh, don't worry, it's going to happen. We'll pray about it." Me being me, I was like, "Oh, beg, there's no need. It's not meant for me. This, that." But okay, let's just try again. We tried again. So what I think we did differently this time was, you guys know that IRCC has a particular amount for your living expenses and all of that. So when I applied, it was still 10,000 CED. So my dad actually left $10,000 in my dorm account. I had to open a dollar account actually. So I opened it and my dad kept the 10K that was supposed to be for my living expenses when I travel in my dollar accounts. And then he also showed his own proof of funds, what he does and everything. And because I was working as well, I also showed my also give them my bank statement and everything that, oh, this I've been working, I've been doing something, have things I'm doing and all of that. So we applied again, and this time it didn't take as long as 2 months. It took about a month plus, and then I got a response and they're like, yeah, you can come study. So I got approved. I was so happy because I wasn't expecting it. When the devil just tells you give up, give up, give up, give up, and then I gave up. So I'm sorry I look crazy. So I gave up and I was like, whatever. But God literally surprised me. I was like, oh, he of little faith, what's wrong with you? So, anyways, the visa got approved. So my visa got approved last year. It got approved last year, I think around September. So I've known I was going to travel since like last year, but I couldn't do anything because my agency did not defer my admission on time. So the only available time I could come study in Canada for my course was for 2024 May. Oh my god. Oh my god. And I did my reapplication July. So it's like technically almost is in 9 months. Yeah, so it was such a long process. So after I got my visa approved, I think October, I can't remember, but it was like close to all those ember months of last year. So I started preparing. Can you guys see how this lace has disappeared, or do I need to wear my glasses? I don't see properly, but let me use my mirror. Come on now, it has literally disappeared. It's not going to be easy when you come here. You might not get a job, to be honest. In everybody's story is different. Let me not discourage you. Everybody's story is completely different, but it's not like there's any particular job waiting for you to come and do in Canada. So you might not get a job in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 1 month. So you actually have to come with money for your rent, for your bills, for just to live, to survive, like literally. I went to Facebook Marketplace to check for houses. I knew I was going to want to get a shared living space. I don't know how to say it, like a shared accommodation here exactly. So I started looking for rooms for rent. Right? I started looking for rooms for rent close to my school, and then what I was seeing was $500 to $600 for a room. So I was like, okay, I was going to get the cheapest. So one of the mistakes I made was that I did not exactly check the details what I was seeing on Facebook Marketplace, because most of those rooms that they write 500, depending on your area. Again, I'm schooling in Toronto, so it's very expensive. Like housing here is more expensive than it would be in some other province outside Ontario, or even in Ontario, there are some cheaper places. Because I know my friend stays in London and she pays 600 for her room and it's just her in the room. Before you can get a house that's 500, it means that you have to share a room with someone. Like, I don't mean a house, I mean like you have to share a room. So apparently, if you don't want to share a room with someone, you kind of like have to have a budget of let me see, 850 to 8,000 plus, to be honest, because that's the only way you can get like your private room or anything. But if you do not mind sharing, then you can actually get for as low as 500, 550, and that's totally fine. And I also did not have to book an Airbnb, because luckily for me, my dad's friend who moved to Canada like some months before I did was like, I could come stay at his place before, like while I'm looking for my house and all of that. So that actually saved me the money I would have spent on Airbnb. So if you actually have someone in Canada already, you can actually ask them if they could help, like for a week or two while you're looking for your place. But if you do not have, you just have to book an Airbnb, because you're going to be asked at the airport for your location, like where is your address or something like that, where you're headed. You obviously need something to give them, so you need to get an Airbnb or a friend's house or something, or family. I did not really pack a lot of food items when I was coming, and I do not regret, because I'm not really a picky eater. Okay, the only thing I think I might regret a little is not bringing dried fish, but it's still going to finish, so what's the point? I'm not really a picky eater, so I can actually eat anything I see. But the only thing I would kind of like advise, if you're picky with your spices, I think you should bring your spices from Nigeria. Not because you won't find them here, but because when you come, you obviously have not gotten a job, so you're spending your Nigerian money. And when you get to African stores here, you can see spices for crazy amounts. Like, I mean, you know, a pack of Maggi can be like 2.5 in Nigeria. A pack of Maggi here is like $20, and that's like 20,000 naira. The Nigerian in me could never. For now, because I obviously don't have a job. Because when you start working, $20 will not look as much as it looks right now. I don't know if you get, because you would not be converting at that point. So if you can just bring some of the things that you know can last you for 3 months, 4 months, until you're able to settle down, get money, and all of that. Skincare, you can bring your skincare. I want to show you guys something. I always have Epidem, because like I always break out when it's that time of the month or when I'm stressed, and this is the only thing that removes my acne. And when I went to check for this at the African store, Epidem is being sold for $17 to $20 here, and this is just like what, like 1.5 in Nigeria, or less than 1.5 in Nigeria. So I had to tell my brother to put this in my package. I bought like three to put in my stuff was supposed to cargo, to save me the stress. So your skincare, you can actually pack your skincare. Though there are some cheap like body, you don't need to pack body wash, because Dollarama has a lot of cheap body wash if you're not using, I don't know, I'm not really so particular about the body wash that I use, but you have Dove. I use Dove, so good. You can get other products from like Walmart, but just bring from Nigeria first. So if you're not a picky eater, you don't need to worry. You would always get substitutes for your things here. You can go to Chinese stores to get like your stuff. And one tip is, when you are looking for African things, if it's still expensive in the African store, you can actually go to Chinese store. Chinese people have some of the things, like we have some African items and they're cheaper. So I didn't really pack, I just packed my clothes, and my hair tools. The most important thing for me was my makeup products and my hair things, because that's where I get my money from. So I just packed what gives me money. Yeah. So I just like put the thing here. So the pattern is brown and fleshy, like a fleshy tone. No. So now that my hair is done, I want to just quickly do like a quick makeup because I have to film for Instagram as well. So I just use like my skincare, my moisturizer. I just use like the moisturizer. I got this Walmart for about, was it $7? I think that's cheap. I got this CeraVe from Walmart. This one was $20, so it's expensive, but I didn't have an option. And so just asked me, oh, what are you here for? I said I was here to study. I was like, oh, what course? I told him my course and my school, and that was basically it. And they just let me pass. But the thing is, it's different for everyone. Everyone gets asked different questions, so it depends on what you're being asked. But the important thing is just know why you're here. It would be crazy if you came here to study and then you're asked your school and then you don't know your school. It's wild. People do it. People forget at the airports. I don't know, maybe they're tensed or something. But don't forget why you came here. It's really not that scary. You don't need to be tensed. I was scared at first, to be honest, because of the videos I kept watching, but it's really not that big of a deal as long as you're coming into the country legally, of course. One of the advice I'm going to give you if you're coming to Canada is come with money. Like, money is such an important part of living in this country, to be honest. I know people say you can come here and pay your school fees yourself, but it's possible, but it's not that easy, to be honest. Again, everybody has different stories. I really don't know my story yet, but it's not like it's going bad for me, but it's all I know is not a bed of roses. Like it's not a bed of roses because I've been applying to jobs. I haven't gotten a job. Maybe something is wrong, I don't know. But I feel like with time, I just feel like this thing takes time. So if you're coming here and expecting that, oh, when you come into this country in 1 month you start making money, it's not true. No matter how delulu you want to get, it doesn't work that way, because you pay monthly bills here, so you have your rent to take care of, and even if you're going to get a minimal job, you only have 20 hours to work as a Canadian student, so your bills are gonna take a lot of your money. It's just advisable to pay your school fees before coming here. If you don't have it, just keep saving up. That's my own like advice compared to what I've seen, because I don't know what to, but that's just my own 2 cents. It's really not that easy, because there are people that I've met here, I've had their story. Some of them were not able to pay their next year's school fees, and some of them had to come back to Nigeria. Some of them had to resort to other means that I cannot say on the video. So like basically that's literally all I did. I just had to open a dollar account after my first visa got denied. And when your visa gets denied, they always tell you, oh, this is why your visa is being denied. It might be for different reasons. Mine was they just said my proof of funds is not sufficient enough to show that I will be leaving Canada at the end of my studies. So all I had to do was tell them that, hey, I got enough money to, stay here, and when I'm done, I'll go. So yeah, so that's just it. So if you want to use study route, you just have to make sure that your proof of funds is very well articulated. They know that, okay, this is enough to sustain you for your school fees, for your living expenses, and all of that. But I understand that some people want to do school but don't have the money. So I think there are specific agents that know how to work with those kind of people. But for mine, I just used my agent. I didn't do anything myself. The only thing I had to do was myself was with like my medicals. I had to go there, my biometrics, all those kind of things that I had to do in person. I did that, but from admissions to visa applications, my agency actually helped me do all of those things. But the truth is that you can actually do it yourself. But I did not have any prior knowledge to visa application and all of that. So I just felt like, okay. And I think he charged, I paid him 2022, so he charged me 400K, but I don't know how much he's charging as at now. Else, and another thing to bear in mind, again, I've been saying this, Canada is not a bed of roses. I'm very happy to be here, to be honest. The country is working, like it's a system that works really well, but the bills are crazy, to be honest. They're really, really crazy. I'm not really shaking because I do content full time, sort of, and so I get money from Instagram, so I'm not shaking like that. But if I don't get a job soon, I will be shaking. You get? So, what else do I advise? And yeah, that's basically just it. It was just school. Always make sure that your house is close to the bus stop, because right now my house is like 15 minutes away from the bus stop, and it is crazy because sometimes I get home from school very late and the road is so lonely and scary. So it's not advisable. Like 5 minutes away from your bus stop is fine. Anything past 10 minutes is crazy. In short, 10 minutes is even crazy. But you guys, look at this hair. I think it's so gorgeous. So gorgeous. So if you like to shop this hair, you can check the description box. I would be linking all the details and everything. And you can also use my code till I get some coins off. And in case you have more questions that I did not cover, you can ask me in a like comment section, and maybe I'll do a video or I'll respond to you. And I think by now you guys already know my school, because that's like the most frequent question I get, like what school do I attend? It's Centennial. So I hope I didn't bore you to death. Anyways, bye guys.